Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. We are so grateful and excited to have you here today as we're going to be diving into the beautifully crafted cell power bottle. I love to call it the Vitality Vessel of Illumination. We all have beautiful names for it. I am Nicole Crowley. I am one of the leaders in LumiVitae. I'm also an emotional resonance clearing practitioner under Dr. Michelle Patrick's modality, if you're familiar with her in LumiVitae. So we're really excited to dive into this. We're going to be presenting alongside the beautiful leaders, Colette and Annetta, and of course, Carrie Drinkwine. So if you can please take a moment and introduce yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Hi, everyone. I'm Colette Schnabel. As you can see, if my name here, it says Biohacking Mama. So I'm in love with this science stuff. This really gets me going to understand how it all works within my body. And I am so passionate about sharing it all with you. I have been in the biohacking space for about 4 years now. And when I was presented with this company back in July, I had this immediate resonance that's inside me, and I had already been educated and learning underneath the creator Nuno Nina. So it was just a full body yes. So I'm so excited to be here with you all.
Hi, everyone. My name is Annetta Backthorpe. My background is in psychology, coaching, and counseling. Last few years, I've been researching colors. That's why I'm here today to talk a little bit more about chromotherapy. And I love the fact that LumiVitae actually has got the chromotherapy in it. So this is what hooked me on. That was my sign that there's something amazing in this bottle. So I will be happy to teach you a little bit more about the colors tonight.
Beautiful. We are going to be diving into, as we said before, the science and the magic. Before we dive into all of the amazing, incredible aspects of this vessel, the cell power bottle, we need to connect to the heart, the passion, the vision, the genius behind the genius, Nuno Nina. So Colette, if you can please, thank you. Thank you. Okay, welcome to LumiVitae, literally meaning light of life. How does that feel in your heart and your soul? It's just so beautiful, right? This whole journey started with Nuno Nina. And there is a revolution upon us, a revolution to enhance a new way of being, a revolution of new science and technology fused by ancient wisdom, a revolution to return to the original source of life, to embrace Mother Nature's code and instruction, and transform the human experience. A revolution lit up by the miracle molecule hydrogen, infused with the magic of frequency, ignited by genius. Nuno Nina. Now, it's really important to understand, oops, just one moment. It's really, really important to connect to Nuno and his genius, but it actually starts in childhood. He was truly in love and connected to electricity. Because of this beautiful ability that he has to see frequencies in nature, electricity was his best friend. It was really the only thing that understood him. And this evolved throughout his life. He was inventing things to really help him really connect to nature the way that he saw it to be. He has this beautiful, unique way of connecting to what is, the truth of what is. And now we're going to take a look at this video in a moment. There we go. And if you can put on the volume, please. Where's the volume on? Can you guys hear that? Nope. There's no volume. Okay. So just take a look at the video. So he went.
He was at his grandfather's farm, and a dry thunderstorm started. This is a thunderstorm without rain. His grandfather told him dry thunderstorms are very dangerous. We need water so that lightning rods work better. It was at that moment that he realized that water was the ether. It could materialize gravity, magnetism, and electricity.
And the waters that he connects to are within us. 99.9% of the molecules within us are water. We are connected to water. We are all so intricately connected to nature. So Nuno Nina has a background in mathematics and systems engineering. in biochemistry. Always this connection to nature has been what he aligns to in everything that he does. He's the founder and owner of the Integrative Medicine Clinic in Lisbon. And through his cutting edge clinics, Nuno has positively impacted over 70,000 patients' lives, attracting people from all over the globe. He has worked with people across the board, anything from chronic pain to people that have been given up on from Western society, to athletes that really want to increase their athletic prowess, to celebrities that are looking at anti-aging. I mean, everything across the board. And what was so fascinating is that he discovered the most important thing. The most important thing is that the cells are properly hydrated. And his focus was on the internal homeostasis of the body, the biological terrain. He likens it to a fish tank, where if you have a fish tank that the fish are ill, and you continue to try to heal the fish and repair the fish, well, if they get ill and they're, you have to go keep replacing the fish. What's happening to the water? No. What you need to do is you have to actually work with the water, work with the surrounding environment, and then everything you're doing to work on the fish, to help repair the fish, to bring the fish back to health, is actually impacting the fish and bringing it back to health. That's what he's realized, is that the cells, when they are not properly hydrated, and molecular hydrogen, we're going to be going into this, is that aspect that correctly hydrates the cell. If they're not properly hydrated, then everything you're doing, whether it's nutrients, whether it's frequencies, whether it's connecting to nature, everything is not truly impacting the body in the way that it's meant to. The way we can do this is by properly connecting to molecular hydrogen through hydrogen-rich water. And so this brings us to imagine a source of energy, a source that's so powerful yet so subtle it's been overlooked. It's been overlooked until the beautiful Nuno Nina came to it, right? He's so connected to nature. This was just his innate knowing. And molecular hydrogen, the universe's building block. Hydrogen is the base of every single element in the periodic table. Hold secrets for you, hold secrets for all. It's lighting up our lives with unparalleled health, wellness, and it's filling you with the light of life. Think about that. It's filling you with the light of life. How beautiful is that? So now I have the honor. Is Carrie here? You see her? So we're going to be diving into science meets magic. Magic is just science that we don't understand yet. Imagine the possibility of all the things that have not been understood yet. Imagine what we're able to connect to when we're able to connect to the ancient wisdom within us, within ourselves, within our waters. This beautiful science helps us get there. And this brings us to, ultimately, when the body asks for water, actually asking for hydration. This was one key piece that Nuno connected to with this. On the quantum level, if you want to have a high vibration, you've got to improve your hydration. It's the base thing you need to do. And why not do it through water? Simplest thing. We all drink water, right? And now we have this innovative technology. How can we get our hands on this? We have this beautiful, innovative technology now that really connects us. It really connects us to our ancient wisdom within us, our waters, right? Future technology fused with ancient wisdom in this amazing, amazing vessel, this cell power bottle. So the question is, how can we get more hydrogen into our system?
Whoops.
Hydrogen water, hydrogen-rich water, molecular hydrogen dissolved gas into our water. But there's so much more to this beautiful, beautiful vessel. And I can't wait for you to discover that as we dive into every single aspect that has been intentionally created, meticulously innovated to support you. Just mute all. And now we are returning to source. fusing hydrogen and frequency, creating ancient water. Is Carrie here? While we're waiting for Carrie Drinkwine to come in and really connect us to the amazing process that's creating this hydrogen-rich water in this vessel, I would love for us to just take a moment and share, Colette and Annetta, what your experience has been with Nuno and connecting to his genius and his heart, and really being able to be present in the motion that he has set forth in the world. So Colette, do you want to go ahead and share?
Sorry, I'm just trying to get a hold of Carrie, so if Annette can go ahead.
Sure, Annetta, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. My connection with the water and using the water since last year, I can tell you that my life definitely changed and is still evolving and changing. The way that I see myself and I see the world is very different. I think is the vibration is the, you know, when we're coming into that quantum state of that change, and raising your vibration on the body level was something that I did not experience until this point, since I've got this bottle, not mentioning the chromotherapy in it, that it gives the extra boost to this bottle, and the frequencies and the earth magnets. And I would tell you a little story about how I actually got to LumiVitae was to, my dad works with water for like last 27 years. And he said to me, Annette, there's a new project and it's water related. So imagine my reaction. I was like, no way, I'm not doing anything related to water, nothing related to what you're doing. He tried like 20 years to bring me to a business. And I just like, you know, I even ran out to UK. So I lived there for 14 years. And I was like, I will stay there forever. And I think the universe had its own ways. So I live now in Poland after 14 years being in UK, married to a Kiwi guy who lives in Poland now as well. We live by the lake. So another connection with the water. I've got very strong water element, which I found out last year as well. And I was like, this vessel now is like, there must be something in it. And, you know, the dots are connecting every day. And, you know, being in such a beautiful community and being able now to share the knowledge about something that I've been actually researching for myself for the last 3 years, it's just amazing. So that's my little story.
Beautiful share. While we are waiting for Carrie, can you pop in the chat, please, where you are calling in from, everybody? I want to see who's present here. Who is co-creating this magical energy with us right now?
We've got Carrie on here as well now as well.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So I have the beautiful honor and pleasure of introducing Carrie. Carrie Drinkwine is a traditional naturopath. She is a certified regenerative health practitioner, a clinical iridologist, success and freedom coach. She is the CEO and owner of the Institute of Regenerative Health and Wise Wellness Clinic. So Carrie, welcome. We are so excited to have you here to really help us understand the innovation, the genius that is in this incredible vessel.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, and apologies for my delay. I was thinking it was Central Time, not Eastern Time. So I was off by 2 minutes,
Okay.
by an hour.
Time changes, so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Okay, well, I'm so excited to be with you. This has been such an honor and a delight to really be able to not only integrate this information into my own clinical practice and into my practitioners and students across the world, but to get this like cutting edge technology really the attention that it needs. And so I'm grateful for all of you being here, to be hungry to learn about this. And I'm going to break down the aspects of why cell power, why this is the best, and why you really don't want to mess with anything else. So like you see on this beautiful picture here, this is from top to bottom. You're going to see the lid is a very meticulously crafted design to have frequencies in the lid. We have a 3-phase molecular hydrogen process in the center, and then we have special designed electrolysis process in the base. Now, I didn't have a chance to look through your slides. So are you going to flip for me, or? Okay, great. So you can go back to that first slide. But what we'll do first is kind of start at the top. So the first thing is the lid. The lid have frequencies that have 3 different ones in it. So the lid is, one is energy, which creates a little bit of oxidation in the body. It's our body's natural rhythm to be in a more energetic state in the morning. And this is helping with just increasing energy. We recommend doing this on the 3-minute cycle in the morning or early afternoon. The next frequency that's in here is what is called recovery. And recovery is recommended on the 6-minute cycle. And that is really bringing in the reduction process in the body, which is extremely, extremely important because everything is about oxidation and reduction, right? We have a lot of oxidation in our daily lives, like the stress that we go through, the amount of toxins we get exposed to, if we're eating processed or chemical driven foods, right? All of this is creating oxidation in our body. So the ability to have frequencies that influence the water, essentially, to create a more reductive response in the body is so incredibly beneficial. The third one is called LumiVitae, which is light of life. And LumiVitae is the frequencies of the sun. It essentially is mimicking the biochemical change that happens to plants through the photosynthesis process. And we know that sun structures water and influences water to become coherent and structured. So if you've ever studied any work of Dr. Emoto or really any of the hydrophilic work, which shows that water holds memory and water can be informed, is really the concept behind the frequencies in the lid. This high-tech technology is the frequencies are, in theory, informing the water to have a higher potential and a higher capacity to increase the electrical potential of the water. Now in the base here, we see this dual chamber electrolysis reservoir. I'm going to go over this a little bit more deeply, but the first thing you need to know is that, first of all, in order to create electrolysis out of the gate, you have to have an electrical charge in a substance or solution, in our case, water, to create a biochemical change. That's the simplest way to put it. Now, this process can be done quickly, it can be done at a high voltage, it can be done at a low voltage, or it can be done with just regular old electrodes, which is causing a lot of heavy metals to be leached into the substance. Our electrodes are designed specifically and they are coated with titanium and platinum. So they're very high caliber, they have longevity, and they don't leach metals. Now let's go to the next one, which is our proton exchange membrane. This is really, really important. So the proton exchange membrane is really kind of our claim to fame. Not like everything in our entire bottle isn't amazing, but what you see happening here in the molecular hydrogen industry, and I call it industry because it is catching waves, right? It is the new thing. And within the next 3 years, I believe it will be everywhere. Like everyone's going to have a hydrogen bottle of some sort. But it's our job to educate on why ours and why this is truly the best. I personally, as a practitioner, always look for the best of everything, and I won't represent it if I find any holes. So what we see happening in the industry is molecular hydrogen is gaining a lot of attention for the scientific literature that's being produced. So we see molecular hydrogen as the future for regenerative medicine in reversal of neurological conditions and, anti-inflammatory and upregulating cytoprotective pathways. The science is so relevant and present that people are catching on and saying, oh my gosh, I need to make a molecular hydrogen device. So they contact a factory and have them make it, right? This is the difference in a differentiation between understanding meticulous crafting, care, and safety in a product. So this product has been designed specifically by Nuno Nina, who is a genius, inventor, practitioner, has owned multiple clinics. He owns the Integrative Health Clinic in Lisbon, and he is nothing short of a genius that can actually see frequencies, see how things work, and he has meticulously crafted this entire bottle and this membrane. So this is called the proton exchange membrane. And the proton exchange membrane is not only the strongest one in the world, but what was considered to be the strongest before was the DuPont membrane. I have held this DuPont membrane in my hand. It's easy to tear. It wears down easily. After a couple rounds with hot water, you see the membrane starting to fall apart. So the membrane is very, very important. And the reason why the membrane is important is because the strength, the durability, and the preciseness of this membrane is what is going to make or break you getting pure molecular hydrogen water or contaminants. And the reason for that is because the electrolysis process can be quite a dirty process. It produces more than just molecular hydrogen. It also can produce a lot of different things that can turn into toxic gases like chloride and beyond. So in this process, you really need to be able to not only ensure, but be able to clinically test and prove that your bottle is not producing any contaminants. So our membrane is designed to have this separation cavity and to actually only allow pure hydrogen, molecular hydrogen gas through the membrane, whereas we have a dual discharge system in the base of the bottle that has a tiny little hole that will release any excess gases or unwanted processes from the electrolysis process. So this membrane is so important. And like I said, designed, custom made by Nuno Nina to be the strongest in the world. It doesn't exist anywhere. Nobody has been able to match that, create that, and it cannot be purchased anywhere. So we can move on to, this is the process of electrolysis. Electrolysis is simply, like I said, creating an electrical charge to create a biochemical change. We have the anode and the cathode, and what we call in the middle, the cheese, is the membrane. So we have the analyte and the catholyte, and what happens here is we actually have the hydrogen and the oxygen beginning to separate. So you're going to see the cathode gets the hydrogen, the anode gets the oxygen, and as we're seeing in through the membrane, we start to see this separation where the membrane is allowing the hydrogen to come through. You see the hydrogen cations entering the membrane. You're going to see the hydrogen begins to be able to pass through, essentially. And what you see being formed on the other side, now we're going to be moving on, is in the electrons come through and the cathode. On this side, we see the hydrogen atoms binding together to make what we call H2, which is the gas that's produced. And then the gas is dissolved in water. This is what we call HRW, hydrogen-rich water. So this is what our process does. And you can move to the next one if you want to, but this is a basic explanation of electrolysis. And then in our process, there's another part that makes our water so powerful. I'll put it that way. So we have these three ratios, which is the hydrogen-rich three-phase formula. We have pH, RH2, and ORP. And these are really important. And Nuno has really figured this out through lots and lots of clinical experiments and testing. And basically what these ratios represent is the ability to create a really sustainable and suitable environment for the hydrogen to go to work the most powerfully. I like to give the example of being in a constructive relationship. It's easy to be your best self, right? And the latter, not so much. So this is essentially what we're creating here between pH, RH2, and ORP is this very balanced outcome. So pH means potential for hydrogen, or on the biochemical view, you may refer to it as acid versus alkaline. Nuno's view is electric versus magnetic, right? So there's really a lot that goes into this, but we recommend that the pH of your water is below 7. And one thing that is needing to be known is that through the process of attempting to produce molecular hydrogen, we often end up producing alkaline water. This is where the alkaline water craze actually birthed from, was in an attempt to increase the molecular hydrogen inside of water, to bring molecular hydrogen inside of water through electrolysis. They raised the pH of the water because they weren't able to sustain that. And this is oftentimes from a high charge. So we actually have a very low voltage of 2.3, which means the pH you put in is the pH you get out. So if you put a water of a pH of 6 in, you get a water of a pH of 6 out. Our ideal range is below 7 for sure. Between 5 and 6.8 would be great. Now, ORP means oxidation reduction potential. This is very important. It's the ability of the ability of the substance to be a reducer or an oxidizer. Well, like I explained, we have enough oxidation in our life. We need our water to be a reducer. So we have a negative ORP of -400 to -600. Again, this was studied clinically to see the best outcomes that were possible from the bottle or for the hydrogen. Now, next up is RH2. RH2 is the number of electrons that are present in the water. So we're looking at the electrical capability and potential of the water. We noticed that a less than 8 RH2 created the most sustainable outcome for molecular hydrogen. And this is a very important part of the balance between reductants and oxidants. So these ratios Nuno has clinically studied with his patients over the years to see this be the highest and most therapeutic outcome. Now, this is part of what makes our bottle so incredible. And the last slide that I believe she's going to is going to be the magnetic field that's in the base. So we have a natural like magnetic field that's already calibrated in the base. So Nuno has meticulously curated, crafted, and meticulously arranged magnets in the base of this to mimic the magnetic field of the Earth. And if you follow Chinese medicine, part of this is really the theory or the idea is that the Earth contains a vital force, right? It has this ability to influence and create this vitality in the human body, which is why we say grounding is so important, right? So we've essentially taken this bottle and created a microcosm in a bottle. We have the frequencies of the sun in the lid. We have the magnetic field of the Earth in the base. Both of these essentially, or in theory, informing the water to have a higher electric potential and to carry some of this vital energy, while producing the most therapeutic levels of molecular hydrogen. Now, I want to be careful when I say most therapeutic levels, because what we see in hydrogen is more is not always better. And I think this is important to understand. We start to think more hydrogen is all we need, but actually anything above a 0.5 part per million hydrogen reading is considered therapeutic. Our bottle generally is between 1.2 to 1.4, and I've seen it up to 1.6. Now, this is a therapeutic ratio, and we don't necessarily see that more is better, actually. And Nuno clinically has seen over the years that these ratios, this pH, ORP, and RH2 with this part per million of hydrogen actually has been extremely therapeutic and beneficial to the human body. Now, even the size of the water is on purpose. It's about an 8 to 10 ounce pour because your body can absorb that much per, say, 30 minutes. And so the molecular hydrogen is recommended to kind of take it all at once to really have that therapeutic dose versus taking little sips of the hydrogen.
Thank you, Carrie, so much for your incredible wisdom and insight and your time and your energy. So much love to you. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye. Okay, so I love this image because when Carrie was talking about reducing oxidative stress, this really shows what's happening with the cells, right? You have these free radicals that are coming onto the cell. And so the molecular hydrogen, because it's the smallest molecule there is in the entire universe, and it acts as a selective intelligent antioxidant, it is able to communicate within the cells in an intercellular level. It's able to work with the cells. It's able to reduce the free radicals, reduce the oxidative stress. When we're thinking of oxidative stress, anything in your life that is creating stress within your cells. So it's a really, really important fact to be connected to. This next slide is going to also give an overview of the general benefits of molecular hydrogen. So anti-allergic effects, anti-inflammatory effects, anti-aging effects, reducing muscle fatigue, anti-diabetic effects, protects DNA and RNA, and that goes into the telomeres, and increasing mitochondrial biogenesis. That means increasing chemical energy in the cells. That's like increasing your soldiers that are working for you in your body. It is just absolutely incredible. Okay, so now I want to show you a video that shows you a comparison. When Carrie was going into the electrolysis process and talking about really mitigating the byproducts that are usually created in electrolysis. Electrolysis is normally a very dirty process, as you're going to see in this next video. So this is going to compare our cell power bottle with another molecular hydrogen bottle. We are not going to state the name of the brand. There's actually tape over it, but if you could go ahead and play that for me, please, Colette, and hope you didn't eat recently because it's kind of disgusting. Is there a volume that you can turn on?
This one doesn't have volume. It doesn't seem like.
Okay, so Rita is Nuno's amazing assistant. She's so brilliant. And she is testing. So this is the cell power bottle water. So the same water is being used. Spring water is being used for both of them. The first two that have the device in it are for the water that came after a 6-minute cycle with this. And then the second one, these two on the bottom, are from a separate hydrogen bottle. And we're testing for byproducts. We're testing for colors and reaction in the water. So watch the water here and watch the reaction from these metal electrodes that are in it, right? Barely anything, and you're not seeing color discoloration. Watch this one. This is the other one. This is not the cell power one. This is the other hydrogen bottle that is being used to compare. That doesn't have the 2.3 volts, right? That doesn't have the titanium platinum coating on the plates. It doesn't have the PEM membrane that Nuno created and improved upon the world's best, right? Look at the reaction. See that? There's fog, you can see an immediate reaction, right? But now watch the color of the water. So yellow is chlorine, fluoride, things like that. A black presence, which you will actually begin to see towards the end of this video, is heavy metals, arsenic, things that we really just do not want in our body. And that's why it's so important to show this video. And that's why it's really, really important to make sure that this water that is small enough, right? This hydrogen-rich water that is the smallest molecule in the universe, since it can diffuse through our cell membrane and through our cell, we want healthy, we want pure water, right? Look at the difference. Do you see the yellow? But do you see the black? Do you see the black on the edge? That's arsenic and heavy metals. Do you see all that? The byproducts, all the things that were created from that process, from that bottle, and look at ours. Look at theirs. And look at ours, right? The first time I saw this, I wanted to puke. I was like, oh, that is so disgusting. Oh, and then I reached out to people and I was like, please, like, this is the same one. It's like, I'm sure you had the same reaction, Colette, and you were there live during this. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Byproducts, disgusting stuff that you don't want in your body. And then clean, pure water. And both of them went through the electrolysis process. It's just that our electrolysis process is so safe and so pure and so clean. So now we're going to be diving into a beautiful additional attribute to our vessel, chromotherapy. So Annetta, if you can please share your wisdom with us on this.
Thank you, Nicole. So chromotherapy, the sentence without the colors our world will be lifeless and sad. And when Taryn asked us in Lisbon, you know, what is lighting you up? My vision was the rainbow. You know, I could feel the energy of the rainbow. So this is what lights me up every day. Every time I see rainbow, I will stop, I will take a photo. And a few years back, I went to a Machu Picchu, and there's this very special place. It's a rainbow room, actually. So Incas believe that the rainbow is connection between the humans and the gods. And I was like, oh my God, there must be something more about this knowledge that they really believed in. And so today I will talk about from a more scientific point of view, and I will show you as well the particular order that we have in the bottle of LumiVitae that quite a few people are getting confused with. So if you see when we put the bottle on, and then when we choose the colors, you have a selection of different colors. That means that your bottle is actually not on, so you don't have selected colors. So you will have to double click on your menu, and then you see the little circles of the colors. So when you press the first circle, this is a blue color. And Colette, if you can go to a slide of a blue color, please. Blue is the most powerful color, and that's the color of calming. It's very good for children with ADHD. Is a cooling color. So if you live in a hot country, and especially for your animals, you can actually give them the water with a blue color, and then we'll cool them down. If the scientific proofs are also for the high fevers, I mean, for the fevers in children and in humans, that are actually, when you put the water with a blue color, is actually cooling you down. So that's a very good trick to have in your house. Now, communication. So when you look at Facebook, because that's quite interesting. So chromotherapy, I would say, is a pass on the color psychology. So when we understand the psychology behind the colors, we actually understand how to use the colors in our LumiVitae bottle. So communication, so quite often is responsible for that energy center, or you will call it chakra. And Facebook actually is using a blue color because it actually, we do communicate with our friends. So that's the color psychology that they use. Actually, we now on a Zoom, and Zoom's got a blue color as well. So in your subconscious mind, you're getting a message that you will be communicating. And that's very true. That's very powerful message that we get. Helps with insomnia. So people who have sleeping problems is very calming color. For people who have problem with weight, and sometimes they have stress eating, that's very good color for them to use. I would not recommend to use blue color first thing in the morning because you will waking up with the energy. So the blue color is very calming. It's better to keep it after 3 o'clock, which you will find as well in the protocols that is given with the bottle. Headaches is very good with headaches, and like I mentioned, is that part of your throat that is blue is responsible. So every time you look at the blue color and you have problems with your throat, or with, you know, when you have a very important meeting and you feel like, you know, you have a problem with communication, that's your tip. You put your 3 or 6 minutes, depends on the day. In the morning, 3 minutes, in the afternoon, 6 minutes, and then you can drink the bottle. And I will assure you that you will feel way, way better. Next color is color green. Green is a very powerful color. It's responsible for growth. So when you look around and you're surrounded, we all surrounded by nature. Nature is what we are part of. So green is a healing color as well. Is very good for, let's say, if you've got back days, they will use blue color for healing wounds. So they will put some materials with a green color and they will wrap up around the wounds. Is the harmony, is the balance, energy, is very calming as well, soothing in a different way. People who suffer depression, is very good for them to use the green color. It quite often indicates that they are disconnected from nature. Then reducing stress. So exactly the same with being disconnected from nature. People who work a lot of hours, they've been indoors a lot, they don't have that, you know, outside connection, then you will use the green color. Kids like green color. So I put green color for my children when they come back from school. It's just to bring back the energy, is that, you know, empathy that children and we all have. So when you, for example, a therapist, this is what I do after sessions with people. I would just bring, or meeting even with people, I'll bring the color green. So sometimes, you know, when we exchange the information and emotions, it's really nice to, you know, to bring back that harmony in yourself. And it's responsible for your chest. So everything that you feel unsettled in your chest, then I would recommend to put the green color. I use it around 3 p.m. So I start, like, it's the middle of the day for me. So it's like, you know, when you look at the energy centers, you have red, orange, yellow, and green. So for me, I will just work up my way up. So if you can have another slide, thank you. Indigo, it is responsible for hope. So the message of indigo is hope, is everything to do with a vision. I like the idea of what we have with LumiVitae and hydrogen water, that you actually can put that in a different little device that have a spray on. So say you've got a problem with dry eye, especially when it's really hot or you're indoors, the aircon is on. So you can actually spray your eyes and you can put your indigo color on, spray your eyes, and you will see a lot of difference. The inner vision is, you know, it's important that some people have problems with imagination, with creativity. So the indigo color is actually to help you to move past this mental health disorders. What does it mean is sometimes people are too much in their head. So that might be causing a lot of like mental health issues. So it's very calming on that, you know, the area of the third eye. And as well as working very well for on the pineal gland. Can you have the next one? Oh, red. Red is very, I would say, is very important color. So when you wake up in the morning, first thing, what I will do, I will put 3 minutes energy in the red color, because it gives me that extra boost of energy. It's responsible for like a willpower, ambition, strength. It's a money color as well. is proved that red color actually increase blood pressure. So for everyone who's got an anemia problem, it will be good to use it, and responsible for the spine area. What I like about red color is like when you look at McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, they all use red color. Why do they use the red color? What do you think? Because it creates appetite for more. It should create appetite for more in your life, you know, that ambition, that willpower, the drive to do something, not actually to be eating. So then what they do, they use the yellow color, which will create the happiness and the concentration. So that's the McDonald's message for into your unconscious mind. And yeah, red color is very powerful. I would say that use it red color in the morning and then follow up with the different colors. Can we have the next one? Violet. So when I measure colors, I actually measure colors. So when I see violet, when it's out of balance, so quite often it's responsible for that inner thinking, maybe a little bit of less connection with that higher self, but it is actually responsible for the light. So when we have not enough light, so meaning that we again sitting too much indoors, then that energy center will be a little bit moving out. When we have a lot of a mental in our subconscious mind, actually creates more thinking thoughts than our conscious mind. So here we can actually pick up what's happening on that level of our being, and then it brings you that inner peace where we need the calming, the light energy, plus when you have the LumiVitae frequencies here. So when you connect that with violet, that will give you the energy boost of light, and you will definitely feel way, way better. It is very good for letting go, because when we put that color back into our body, we're calming, and then we have the ability to actually let go of things that are not serving us anymore. Very good for meditation. So if people have that, into spiritual practices, I will recommend you to actually put the 6 minutes LumiVitae violet color, and then before your meditation, and see the difference when you're doing it with a violet and when you're not doing it with a violet. So I wonder how you will experience that. And if we could have a next one, please. Yellow. Yellow is is a happy color. I believe that in every classroom, children should have the blue and yellow colors, because they are responsible for that focus, for the calming, and the children adapt the knowledge way better when they're in a settled, colorful environment. And yellow is that it gives you actually the sense of direction. So when you will see in the future someone who you will see actually that you have a lot of choice going on, like you don't know which direction to choose. Maybe you're lacking a little bit of the yellow color in your body. So that's very helpful information. So it's that self-worth, that self-esteem, is the happiness and joy. When we look outside, when it's sunny, we all want to go outside. So this is what yellow will do for you as well. Very good for the digestive system. And a few weeks back, I had a problem with, my son had a stomach bug. I went for a big conference and I was like, oh no. A few days later, I'm in the hotel and I can feel my stomach is not well. So I put 3 minutes recovery yellow color. After 20 minutes, I was absolutely fine. And I was really amazed and shocked by this, because I'm very skeptic to things. So I like to, take that bottle and use it in many situations. And that was honestly life-saving. Otherwise, I would have to leave that conference. The same going back to blue color. If we had a friend who had a shoulder pain, and I just put 6 minutes recovery blue color, and she was just amazed. After 5 minutes, she was like, oh, I don't have it. Actually put on a doctor who was a dentist, and she had a pain in her, like a toothache. Funny enough, and I said, okay, so have a little bit of the water, put again a blue color, because it's very good for pains. She was amazed as well. So I would say that the combination with hydrogen water and then chromotherapy, which actually the combination with water and colors back days was called hydrochromopathy. So there's an actually name for the colors in the water, which I was very exciting to hear, because we have 3 different ways how we absorb the colors, with through your eyes, through your skin, and actually through your water. And measuring all those 3, the water is the fastest way how we can absorb the colors. So especially with the hydrogen water. Any digestive problems, you use honestly the yellow. And here you have a little bit of a research papers, because I believe that there's very important to actually back up this with science. And there's been a great amount of scientists from last 100 years, massive amount of books. And now we have, since 2005 up to now, we see more and more research papers coming up. So I would recommend those to take a screenshot and just Google them and read it, because you will have a lot more information what the colors can actually do for your health and your mental health. Thank you.
Oh, Aneta, thank you so much. Everyone is like, wait, what? We could do all these other new things now with the colors. And I was exactly the same. I was in Lisbon a couple weeks ago with Aneta, and she was like, I was like, I've been using these colors all wrong. She's like, no, use this one or use this one right now. But thank you so much, because it really is. They have truly thought of everything. Nuno did, but putting this all together for us to use. And, I'm really excited to dive into a little bit more about the frequencies. Carrie did such a beautiful job sharing about the 3 amazing frequencies that we have in the lid. And part of my journey into this wellness space, this biohacking space, was deeply impacted by frequencies, by the use of frequencies. I was a person who did not believe in energy. I just thought I was bones, blood, skin. I didn't think of myself on that level. And it wasn't until I understood how frequencies actually work and how they communicate with the body that I really started to dive all in and know that and realize that this is ancient medicine. Like, this has been around for thousands of years, frequency therapy. And one of the greats says it the best, Nikola Tesla: if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So how are these frequencies working for us? So like they said, it's used from the lid. The lid itself is its own device. So the frequencies are, you can see, put in from here and turn on from the screen on the front here. Actually, mine is dying. Bad me. I did not charge it in time. So it might not even turn. Oh, it's turning on just barely. But so you turn it on from there. And there are 3 different programs. Like Carrie said, the first one is energy. So that's great in the morning. It's great to boost the mood that you're having. We have recovery for the afternoon. That is great to combat the oxidative stress. And then, of course, we have the LumiVitae, which is the frequencies that replicate the sun, meaning light of life. But how do these work, and why is it with water? Well, just like the chromotherapy works the best with speaking to you through water, so does the frequencies here. So the water before, even if, you're not making hydrogen water, any water, what it is, it's like a static radio. And when the frequencies are being imprinted into the water, it is creating a coherence and making the molecules have more of a formation, and the frequencies adapt and attach to these. And so when we drink the water, the frequencies then are able to go and move through the body and speak to our cells and help to encourage the change within the body. Now, when you decide to bring LumiVitae into your life, it is always best to gradually encourage and gradually start moving into things, because I didn't know this, that people could actually be energetically sensitive and they don't even know, especially if they've never utilized frequency therapy in their lives. So I always encourage people to less is more when you start out. Maybe just see how you feel with hydrogen water. Then maybe see how you feel with one type of a program. Let this information, because that's what it is, actually. It's the universal language that we all speak. It's frequencies. And so allow that language to start settling in your body and allow yourself to see how you start feeling. And then from there, progress to see what works best for you throughout the day. I myself I'm only use frequencies a couple of times a day because I'm very sensitive now. So other things that you can do with the frequency of LumiVitae, which is light of life, and actually when the frequencies are being made, this frequency program, a light comes on the inside. And so like Anetta was saying, that utilizing the violet light in the bottom in the chromotherapy, and then utilizing the LumiVitae frequency of the lid that will put 400 nanometers, which is ultraviolet light, into the water. And so then when you drink that, you are getting this life force energy. And when you also can, with the lid here, take the lid off and maybe get a raw apple or any raw produce and put the frequency of the light of life, the LumiVitae frequency, onto your fresh produce. So you're giving back life force energy to your produce. So you basically, when your food comes to your door, it's not coming straight from the ground. It's coming from whatever farm it was from, then put on that truck and then shipped to whatever store. And so it's lost a lot of its vital energy. And so utilizing the LumiVitae lid is also extremely beneficial to your food too. Let's see, what do we have next? So LumiVitae is our hero product here that we're starting with. It is the foundation, and it's the foundation of what I teach anybody now to implement within their own health regimens, to start with just getting yourself properly hydrated. I know many of us can attest that when we first started drinking this, our bodies realized how dehydrated we actually were, and we couldn't get enough of the hydrogen water in the beginning. And then your cells start to get nice and plump and juicy to be able to receive all the other goodness that you do in your life. And you realize that you can have your normal, typical day-to-day consumption of water. So Nicole, I know that you wanted to jump in and share a bit more. And so I'll give you back the screen.
Sure. And yeah, when you say that you want to like normalize your water intake, that's not the case for me. I'm like, this is amazing. I am just going to continue to drink it 24/7. My children drink it 24/7. It's just incredible. But there are some additional things that are amazing about this vessel. So Nuno, specifically, Carrie mentioned the exact amount is the exact amount. This 330 milliliters is the amount that you actually want to bring into your body every hour for optimal health. Now, do you have to drink it once every hour? No, but there is that opportunity. But the base twists off and you can actually place it onto a larger bottle. We're talking about 500 milliliters, 1 liter, right? And you can activate the water that way. So when we're talking about supporting your whole family, supporting neighbors, I mean, I've become the water fairy. My neighbors come to me and they're like, this happened, help me. Because right now we are so, so grateful. But right now we are actually sold out of the gold and the charcoal. And I'm going to show you both. But that does not mean you cannot get them. That just means that it's going to ship out to you at the end of March. But I think I waited a longer time for mine, definitely. But so there is a 2-year warranty, and this magnetic base, there's actually a wireless charging pad that you can use. And then the plastic, it's really important to say, this is Triton. This is medical grade Triton plastic. This is safe. It's the best option, and Nuno looked at everything as well. So like we were saying, this is our hero product. A lot more is coming out, but we're really focusing on leading with education. Why is it important for molecular hydrogen to be in your body? How can it really help humanity and help you, right? So next slide, please. So this is all about collaborating with the best people, creating the best products, sourcing the best education, designing the best platform to share your genius and build your freedom. Not only can you invite this beautiful vessel into your life, but you can invite the opportunity to share with others and continue to light up the world, really illuminate the world through the light of life, through LumiVitae. And I love this next image, because this is exactly what we're doing. We're not only sharing it with others and lighting up the world in that way, but every time we bring in this hydrogen-rich water, this LumiVitae water into our cells, we are illuminating our cells. We are lighting up our cells. I love how Dr. Michelle Patrick says that as we are at optimal health with our cells, we can hold more divine consciousness. And everything that we desire to create and do and be in life we can do when we are fully supported, right? When we are able to step into sovereignty. So we do want to invite you, obviously, into embracing this into your life, but we also have another beautiful gift that comes along with inviting this into your life right now. And it's 488 euro. And right now it will be shipping at the end of March. There is a 21-day money back guarantee as well. Trust me, everybody's like, once they have this forever. But there is a beautiful gift that is being offered right now, and that is called the 88-day Legacy and Flow. And this is a journey of true elevation, of true expansion. It's really going to be guided by such beautiful leaders. Colette is one of them, and I want her to expand on that a little bit, but it's going to be really it's really going to be offering you so much of what you desire to create everything in your life with this, and with this being in your body, right? There's going to be activations, there's going to be health education, there's going to be how do we take this and share this with others and really step into leadership the way that we desire to. It's really going to be an 88-day flow of legacy and flow, right? So Colette, would you mind sharing a little bit about what you're going to be bringing?
Yes,
Your genius and your wisdom?
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. So like she said, I mean, there is so many amazing people within the leadership field here at LumiVitae, and it was actually probably like the solid nail in the coffin of why I jumped all in when I saw the people that were getting involved. You know, Regan Hillier, the world's $1 million manifestation queen. I mean, if you get to be in a room with this woman, and people put a big amount of change down to be have her as a retainer, to get on the phone with her, and you're getting to have her in there coaching with you. We're going to have other people within the space sharing how they've built beautiful, successful affiliate portfolios. And myself, my topic is specifically is a niche for your nervous system. So I love to share things really organically, and I don't like to have to fit or conform into a box. One day I might be a sparkle unicorn fairy, and the other day I might be a goth zombie, or whatever my emotions or daily person is. And I want to always show up that way. And I want everyone to continue to be able to show up and shine the light however they need to be. And that is what I'm going to be helping you all on in this journey. You know, for myself coming on board, it was a no-brainer behind the science. But when I saw the visionary and our CEO Taryn Lee talk, and then having people like Carrie Drinkwine and Michelle Patrick, like these people, and the amount of people's lives that they've touched, not only in people's health journeys, but also in becoming entrepreneurs themselves. It was like I don't need to look any further. These are the people that I need to link arms with, right? And when you continue to show up in the frequency of the person that you want to be, it's inevitable to not become that frequency. So embrace yourselves and surround yourself with the people who are only going to continue to lift you up and continue to push you forward, push you past those really uncomfortable times, because that's when you really start to shine. And we have all of that in here for you all within the 88 days.
So how do you invite this into your life? Go back to the person that invited you here. And before we close, Annetta, do you have anything that you'd like to add? Any wisdom? Any
I would
genius?
say that you covered everything, but for me, this is a life-changing project, especially for people who actually feel like they want to help. I would say that that's your time. That's why you're here, probably. That's why you hear about this bottle, because, yeah, we are here to help light up the world.
Yes, and I love that you said that. You are here. It is all about divine timing. You are here for a reason in this moment. So connect to the science. Maybe it's science that ignites you, or it's our excitement, it's our energy, right? So we are just so grateful to have you here. And we hope that this has ignited something in you, illuminated something, made you curious. And I invite you to follow that curiosity. I invite you to follow that little inkling, like, ooh, maybe. Because I know my life has been completely transformed by this. I know Colette's has, I know Annetta's has, I know so thousands upon thousands of people's beautiful lives have been transformed because of this. So thank you so much for being present with us. Thank you for your energy and your time. And please reach out to the person that invited you if you have any questions.